We are here for some F126 open lobbies where we are competing in Mio Harris's lobbies, so we are going to see what happens when lobbies on F126 are actually clean. So let's see how long it can take for me to get a win, multiple podiums, or even just a podium. It's like so in Bahrain as we get off the line with a decent start, side by side with Leo Harris and the Mercedes. We go down the inside of turn 1, making it a 3 wide. Between us and Twixes there's contact, and we are forced over the curbs, and we are ahead of the Mercedes for now, looking to get a move on Twix as well. And we go right, letting the Mercedes go back through as we stay behind. We are sending it down the inside, going for a move and spin round, which is not what we want. So we've not had the best of open laps here in Miami. Nothing's really happened. Side by side with the Ferrari now, down the back straight. Who's going to come out on top here? Let's find out by the time we hit the braking zone as we make contact with the Ferrari. Not sure what happened there. There's contact ahead, the Mercedes spins round. We are going to try and get a move on the Ferrari here as well. So he enables through line more than get by, as I think the Ferrari's had an illegal overtake. As we side by side with the Mercedes of Leo Harris and in the fight for P2. So we're side by side through the chicane successfully, which I've never seen online before. And side by side with the Ferrari now as we make a mistake, hit the wall. And we are now 3 wide as the Ferrari sends it down the inside, looking for a good exit. Lap 2. Side by side, leaving enough room for Rio to get by. And I'm ahead into turn 1 as the Ferrari sends it back down the inside, gaining the place. Now we are hoping to keep the Mercedes behind until the next straight at least. So you get a spy before the next corner. What are the chances of that? As we come across the line P4, we couldn't keep up the pace after being overtaken, and let's see what happens in the next race as we actually become P3 as the Ferrari tried the Silverstone Pirelli tactic, which doesn't work in Miami, so we get a decent start in Canada. Side by side with the Red Bull, he trumps us at the start, and the Ferrari of Leo Harris is riding quite. So the Ferrari spins out, making contact with the spin. We get up into P3 in podium positions once again, but we're probably going to lose them as we do and come across the line P4 where nothing virtually happened from our point of view. So it's time for Barcelona, Catalonia. Slight sort in the main goal, we get the worst start of my life, dropping down to P4, possibly P6 with the 2 McLarens now side by side with us. So we are forced off the track, making contact with Solar. And do we get a penalty? No, we don't, which is very lucky for us. But we do get a track limit warning, and we are back up into P3 as the McLaren has won in the background. So we're side by side with Solar and he easily gets by before the braking zone. So there's 3 wide ahead and there's contact. Solar gets half spun onto the grass and we are up into P3. We are catching 2 Ferraris, we make contact, big incident, we spin me all round and we drop down to P4, losing a place to Zyren and Solar. We are P4 is where we finish in Barcelona, Catalonia, and we move on to the next race in Austria. It's lap 4, side by side with Solar, heading into turn 1. Well, not quite, but we get the better X as he goes onto the curb, and we are ahead onto the next braking zone. So you come across the line P4, the McLaren spins ahead of us, you have to try and avoid it and spin off into the wall, losing what could have been a podium. So you spin in sympathy for the McLaren. So we head to Silverstone now, where it's the 5 red lights and it's lights out. And away we go, Siren just doesn't get off the line at all. And yeah, side by side after Marcus and Beckett's. Is he going to get ahead into Stowe? Yes, he does. And now we are side by side again, heading into the next couple of corners to get the better exit, and we use our ERS to get ahead by Tony, but he will probably get by us quite easily, as he does. We go right at turn 1 and
okay, so overtake is active.
we are back down to P5 for now. So there's big contact ahead, well, big battle ahead of me. Siren goes right, which allows us to undercut him and get the move done. Now we are side by side of Solar for a wood call, and he gets a better exit, but we use battery to try and stay with him as we almost make contact. He almost tries to sit into us. He has a bad one through cops and get the overtake on him through Marcus and Beckett's, but he's probably going to overtake us on the straight again, undoubtedly. Let's see what happens. He does get the overtake on us through the straight. So does Siren and McLaren, and we are side by side heading up towards the club. He gets ahead eventually. We are side by side again through, I've forgotten the name of this corner, turn 3. And we stay behind, but we get the better exit through turn 4. Side by side with the vehicle. He on lap 4, going down the inside. We get the move done, but he gets a better exit trying to eye up another move along the stick straight the old start finish straight. So we don't really have a shot of getting the podium, but let's see what happens in the next lap 2. We try to get the overtake on the third magazine Beckett as we come across the line P5 here in Silverstone, where nothing much really happened for the rest of the race, and it's time for the Belgian Grand Prix. So let's sort of, there we go. We get an early jump on Solar. Let's see what happens in turn 1 between the two Ferraris of V1 and Siren. Siren gets forced out wide and spins it. This is perfect for us getting the podium with Solar. He's had a terrible start as well, chopping almost 2 seconds somehow. Plus we've had to try and dodge the Ferrari who spun it off turn 1 as we were starting quite bad on his blanked car just in the middle of the track, and we make contact with it. So you can come out and bus stop chicane on the final lap to make a return to the podium in these lobbies, and we celebrate it by doing zigzags on the straight, and we are going to do one final race here in Hungary. So it's right sort of the way we go. We do not get the best of starts from P3, so we drop down to P5 immediately. There are something despite I have to turn 1 in Hungary, as it always does, and nothing quite happens as we are waiting on something to happen in turn 3. The Red Bull goes right, and we have a chance to get into P5. We are side by side. He gets ahead, we destroy that billboard, and we get the move secured into turn 4 contact. The racing bills are Solar rear end shown in the Red Bull, so you're still side by side heading towards the chicane, and he eventually backs out. By the time we get to the chicane here in lap 1, and now we are side by side of the Red Bull heading to turn 12 on the second lap, and we make slight contact going through the final couple of corners. Goes right, we stick to the inside line, but I think we're going to go right here, and we do, which will allow him to get the better exit and stay ahead on the straight, as we're going to try centre on in turn 1 on the Red Bull. So you go for the move, late braking down the inside, side by side, slight contact. We do not get ahead as he gets a better exit, and we do have to stay behind here on lap 3, but there's always next lap as we do make slight contact there. Solar sends it down the inside, making contact, forcing us off the and we get the Lincoln an illegal possession, something I cannot talk to. And drop down to P6, where we hope Solar let us back through. So he goes right, I also go right. He does let us go back through, which is good for us. It's sportsmanship. We now head onto lap 4 of the Grand Prix, side by side of Solar, into turn 12. He gets ahead at apex, but I get better exit and ahead into the next apex at turn 13. We are side by side. I'm ahead and stay ahead through the final corner, where the Audi is hand warming in the tyres from the Hungarian Grand Prix on the penultimate lap. Solar sends it down the inside. He oversteers into us, makes contact, and stays ahead and lets us back through again, like he did a lap or two ago. Just following Solar, ultimately going twice to the same corner. Two different races in TTYB Saudi Arabia at turn 4, I think it was. So we get the moves on into turn 4. Ahead, we go around the hairpin of turn 5, side by side into the chicane. He backs out as we keep the inside line and stay ahead until turn 12, where we are under pressure again. He makes contact, forces us off, stays behind 4 now, so I'll go right at turn 13, side by side through the final corner. I'll go deep, allowing him to get the overtake back through again, and we enable straight line mode into the pick who finished P5 in our final race in Hunter. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and goodbye.